Hello and welcome to the latest video of UDGeedNext version 3.1. This video will give you just a small tutorial on how to get going with the application. So let's start off first of all by describing what we can see. This is the 256 colour next palette. Over on the left hand side we've got the 16 by 16 pixel sprite. We've got a preview area here. We've got an animation window, we've got our forwards and backwards, we've got a button to remove the sprite, we've got a button to add the sprite, we've got a counter of this is the current sprite, that's the maximum number of sprites we've currently defined in memory, so we've got 101. We can export the current sprite here, we can load a sprite sheet, we can save all the sprites, and then we have a couple of buttons down the side. These are clearly just for convenience. We've got a copy button, a paste button, we've got a fill button, and we've got a colour picker button. I'll just quickly demonstrate how the palette works. You've got a foreground, background colour. The T here is the transparent colour. And we can clear the current sprite to the transparency colour. But then there's a button that can remove the transparency, but it still remain within the sprite, just so it's easier to edit. We pick a colour with the left button, that'll pick the foreground colour, and then we have a right click to pick the background colour, and then we can quite happily draw between the two colours as we go along. Let's pick these two. Right, okay, I made a mistake there, so what I can do is use the colour picker and pick up the green again. Done it again. So I can pick up the blue, fix that, and then back to my red and purple. So this is the sprite that we can see appearing down here, that's being drawn. We've got some other options that we can do with this now. Once we've got this image in here, we can use WASD, and that basically rotates the sprite around the frame. Then we've got F to flip mirror left and right. We've got H to do the horizontal, up and down. We've got a fill button here, so if we select this and then pick a colour, we can do a normal fill. It fills all the colour in that particular area. Very straightforward editing. We can also do keyboard shortcuts of Ctrl X, C and V for copy and paste. So when we copy, we'll see the message appear down here that we've block copied. We could add a new block, paste. And then we could make a change to this particular frame. We'll do another fill. Let's turn fill back on, and we could copy that, add another frame, and then pick another colour, and then we could quickly animate this by, this is a start frame that we're going to animate on, so we'll start on frame 1 and we'll do 2 frames, 3 frames. And the animation really is just the background changing that we did. So that's the main interface. We'll clear all sprites. So we'll clear all sprites. Yes, that's okay. Back to the beginning. And this is quite an important tab. This is the import button. And what we can do here is import and adapt a palette to Next 256 colour format. We will load. Let's see this one here. This is from Zelda. As you can see, we can preview the image that we've loaded. It's already in Next 256 colour. We've got some sliders down here where we can expand and shrink the image. We've got a button here which will take the image that we've just loaded and export it at 256 by 192 256 bump map. But what we'll do is reload this to get the size back again. Over on this side we can see this is 64 sprites that we can import. We're currently going to import an offset of 0 by 0. and one sprite by one sprite in height. If we do width more, we can see we're starting to pick up these sprites over the other side, and then we can also pick up this way. What also we can do is on here, if we press the right mouse button, we can scroll around to pick a particular area we want to start picking up sprites from. So let's shrink this down just so that we get these two guys, and the resize, that's not really going to matter because that's the current resolution anyway. We'll click import sprites. We've imported two sprites. Actually, we could have left it like that. Let's make it a bit clearer. Import sprite, resize raw, import. Okay, so we got sprite 1 and 2, and we can then make it animate in the window here. Once you've done your editing, you can use the output button to generate assembly formatted code to include into your files. You can also customize the memory tag name. There is a small bug where this doesn't fully update, but if you select the contents, then you can see what's there. And there's also a new button which is a preview, and this will print the sprites out in a particular number of rows by columns to help you if you've got a sprite or object which is more than one sprite in size. I can show you that by, let's go to load sprite sheet. This Ghost and Goblins one. This is one that I've clipped from an image, and what we can do is he's 3 wide by 9. So there we go. We can see the sprite. And then Giver accidentally filled the background on this one here. Let's see if we can fix it by picking up that colour and to fill. And if we go to preview, everything should be okay again. We'll call him G and G. Generate. There we go. Let's load one more. We'll load this one that I've extracted from the game Rex. So we'll reset the X and Y offset to 0 by 0, and then I want to import maybe all the walking right. So resize raw, we'll import these. Let's just make sure I've cleared everything first, clear all this. Import these, imported 4 sprites. So we've got one, let's go back. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could animate these now. So we've got the animation going on here. There we go. And then we could actually look at possibly starting to animate or recolor Rex in. Now I have already done that on this particular sprite here. We can have a look at this. If we play, let's go back. So there's the coloured sprite. When you load a sprite set in, you might have to scroll through the images and back before the animation frame picks it up. I'll fix that in future, but I didn't really want to delay this any longer. So that's what we've got at the moment. I hope you find it useful. If you find any bugs or request any changes, do let me know.